Hi everyone, so today we're taking a look at The Crew, a title by Ubisoft. Now, we had a look at this game during beta, and there was an awful lot of problems with it, mostly on the technical side of things. Now, one thing that is always good to see is that those technical issues seem to have been alleviated, although not without the odd strangeness in the way the car performs as a result. Now, this is an open world driving game where you and your friends can join together into crews to complete the various events. You'll have to level up your car by gaining new parts that you'll get from completing events and races across the world. Now, they have done a fantastic job at realising this open world. It plays all the way across America, so there's plenty of driving you can do. But the world map is not as big as you might expect. In fact, it actually feels quite small when you're driving across it in relation to how big America is. It's from something like a 1:92 ratio from what I can tell online. Now, that means that this is a big world, but don't quite expect the expanse of driving that the trailers may have led you to believe. It doesn't quite feel as big and expansive as that when you're actually playing it. The graphics are, well, middle of the road in my opinion. They very much feel like Watch Dogs, but just with a better lighting model. Do you remember how Watch Dogs was originally intended? Well, that's kind of how this feels, graphically at least anyway. The missions are reasonably varied, as are the cars, but I can't escape the feeling that it's not really achieving anything particularly spectacular here. If anything, I would say everything's just a bit meh. It's very middle of the road. The cars are middle of the road, the driving physics is middle of the road, and the kind of excitement that you get from racing is very middle of the road. It doesn't try to do anything to kind of stretch you at all. In many ways, that's the greatest compliment I can give to The Crew, is that it doesn't really screw up in any particular way, but it doesn't excel either. It's a very safe release from Ubisoft, and to be honest with you, they really needed a safe release this year. You know, something that isn't trying to break the mould particularly, and will just sell quite well. It's a competent game, but it never really excites in the way that other racing games of its type have. Things like Forza Horizon 2, where you get a real sense of speed and excitement and exhilaration while you're playing, seems to be just missing from The Crew. Perhaps it's the world, it's all very grey. Even in the greener areas, everything just feels a bit grey and dingy. The kind of light and colour and vibrance just isn't there to kind of pull you into this world, in my opinion. I don't mind the game mechanics, although they feel a little bit ham-fisted. Your car never really feels like you're in perfect control of it, always either too heavy or too slippy. It's never quite right, even with the various upgrades out there. It just seems that all of the cars are not quite as well tuned as they need to be, or partly, perhaps it's the kind of game they've gone for here, that it's a kind of high-action driving game, but mixed in with kind of some of the more traditional simulator aspects, but it doesn't quite blend as well as in other games. Where The Crew unfortunately falls flat is in its use of multiplayer, which I have to say this year, if I see yet another game come out with such poor matchmaking, I am going to go crazy. It's not hard to come up with a matchmaking system that means you can press a button and you'll be brought together with other players who also want to do multiplayer. What we have with The Crew, and with a number of other games where it doesn't work either, things like Forza Horizon 2, is this idea of meeting up at an event you want to do, pressing a button, searching within your local session, as it were, which might be, 30, 40, 100 players, who knows, and then it will match you to play people who want to do that event, or potentially other events. Unfortunately, it just falls apart miserably. I've never been able to get into a race with more than one other player, and that took an awful lot of time. A lot of going to different races and finding nobody wanted to play. Nobody wanted to play. Could not connect to the server. Could not connect to the server. And so on and so on and so on. And unfortunately, for The Crew to be something that is meant to be about your friends and about the multiplayer aspect, to find that time and time again you can't actually play with your friends, or hell, even with just random other people that want to do multiplayer, is frustrating. It seems this year we've had far too many games launch with always on multiplayer. And actually, it's completely compromising the overall experience of the game. Get rid of the always-on multiplayer and just have a multiplayer component people can jump into. Actually, that works would be a really big boon, I think, this year. Obviously 2014 is over with, hopefully 2015 a lot of developers will have taken some lessons from the debacles of multiple game releases not working with multiplayer properly in 2014, and 2015 will be a slightly different approach. No, I didn't think so either. But anyway, for The Crew, things aren't all bad. It's not a terrible game, but at the same time it's not a game that is going to excel in any one particular area. If you're interested in a driving title and you don't want Forza Horizon 2 and you don't want Drive Club, then The Crew is actually a good buy. If you're on PC, it's your only buy from a driving game point of view. It's not a bad game, but don't go in expecting something that's truly revolutionary. What it does well. Where it fails, unfortunately, it fails quite well as well.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget you can pledge $1 a month on Patreon to help support the Androidizen, keeping us 100% independent. An honest opinion direct from the UK. If you pledge $1 a month, you'll be entered into our prize pool to win cool items from our review bag. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. We love to chat.